and she stated that men, why not have a man instead of going trying to reach up for a lady? Why don't a man just try to reach down and pull a woman up?
That he
Why don't you think
could.
that that happens that way? Because
It depends.
our question we said at the beginning. It's almost as like rewording the question.
And I
And
want y'all
then,
to think about this a lot, because think about how much more beneficial it would be for him to, even if he have to reach down and lift her up, how much confidence that would give him as a man in leading, and how much she would appreciate him. Like, why reach up knowing that's going to hurt your ego, not getting the response that you would get from a woman that you're uplifting?
So it depends, and I think both men and women are going to hate my answer to this because I really do believe it depends. Like the complaints and the gripes that you hear on in these spaces is about men reaching down to try to uplift a woman, but the issue is it's about selecting the right woman that you're trying to lift up. We fully understand, we as men, and I will say for the most part universal, we fully understand that by nature, women want the best option. But this is the one thing we hardly ever talk about in this space is that when women have found what they would consider the best option, y'all rock with them. It's not a halfway, it's not a kind of way, it's not a
well,
part of
you
the
don't
way.
know.
It is everything that you give is reciprocated and added to. Period, point blank, bottom line. But oftentimes we are misled, misguided when we reach down. We're reaching for. Let's go ahead and bring it back full circle for that Instagram model, and we want her to be able to do what that, let's call it, that target worker does. You know what? That target worker and that Instagram model, while let's say they're making the same $48,000 a year and they're still trying to kind of get pulled up, they have completely different mindsets. We have to, as men, fully understand what we're working with, what we're dealing with.
That's what I mean by up and down. I wasn't even talking about jobs. I was
No,
literally
no,
talking
no,
about
no. Like, but the
mindset.
concept is we men fully understand that in order for us to reach down, we're going to typically get somebody who makes less. And the reason why that's important in this conversation, because women view themselves, for the most part, not everyone, but I'll say the majority, view themselves as you reaching up when they make more than you. So as men, we understand that concept. We do, which is where a lot of this bullshit griping comes from. And we need to say, you know what? We have a hard time with doing exactly what I typically propose to do. Thank you for your time. You know what, Dad? This has been fun. You know what, Mistaken? This has been fun, etc. And say, this has been fun. Thank you for your time. Have a nice day. We want that woman to acquiesce, the woman that doesn't have the ability to acquiesce to our program. We want that woman to acquiesce to our program. Meanwhile, there's a woman at Home Depot. There's a woman at at at, at Target. There's a woman working at your local Mexican restaurant that can fulfill that
But
obligation.
do you know
But
that's most of these men arguments are based on things like that?
I
They
do.
get with a woman that's technically not his type, but he want him to be his type. And because just because she's not willing to follow him, it's a her problem.
Right.
How?
So, yeah, I
The
fully
man is
understand.
always here. And I was just telling my guy this the other day. He was like, why is it that when I'm not doing right, these are the repercussions of my actions? And I'm like, I'm trying to tell you right now, as a person who's done it, even when I didn't feel like doing it, this is my biological reaction to you when you're not working and you're doing this. And your biological reaction, an idle mind is a devil's playground. You know what I'm saying? These are
Dude,
our biological reactions. So, and I told him, when you're not, if you're not working, if you're not speaking to me correctly, I'm not gonna feel safe. It's going to be a reaction to me. So when I hear these guys like this woman was like this, it's like, do you not understand that your action is reaction, even if it's my healing? You know what I'm saying? He's triggered me to points where I'm reacting to my childhood trauma that I didn't even know I had there. You know what I'm saying? He was teaching me things. So
I'm
yeah,
listening to you. I'm sorry.
go
I'm just
ahead.
moving back to the porch.
No,
because
you okay.
Atlanta decided to send their rain to Charlotte.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
just had range. Chicago sent it too.
So let me get some straight. I'm getting lost. What was so what did AP just say? I guess my brain don't work out. That's too.
He was just talking about basically just dating where you're supposed to. That was the
Yes.
gist of it. Instead of trying to reach up and trying to, if that woman is in your match, you're trying to reach up and grab that woman anyway, and then try to mold her, make her into what you want her to be, as opposed to just going ahead and getting a woman that is more moldable. That
Oh,
was
gotcha.
basically what he was getting to. But
So I did. Oh, go
And
ahead.
it's not even more moldable, but more to your mindset. Some of these
yeah,
guys got toxic. You know what I'm saying? What do you mean you want me to stay in just because it makes you feel better? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even coming from a place of love or concern, or it's just something specifically for your ego. You know what I'm saying? There's women out there who will willingly do that, who's happy to do that. But why does it make me problematic because I don't want to fit with that program? No, it
Yeah.
makes you problematic for not being able to figure out to identify which women you want to date. And this goes back to the guys I was telling. You feel like, oh, she has to look a certain way. Most guys go after a certain look, and when you don't get the results you want, you're upset. You need to learn how to identify women, their personality, what bothers them, what leads them, what guides them, what makes them. And if you can't fit that, move on to the next. Don't make her the problem and be like, oh, well, she's too educated or she's too independent. No, she's just not for you. And you keep going after the same thing, trying to fix something in your ego versus, okay, who can I provide and protect for? You going after something that's not even for you. It's not for you. And it don't have to be necessarily higher or lower, but 9 times out of 10, it's, and when it comes to me, I notice it's always a certain look. You know what I'm saying? It's always a certain look. It's always a certain look. It's never about, oh, what qualities do she have? What's instilled in her? Not all of them. I'm not going to say all men, but the ones who are not getting the outcomes that they want, that they just hate women so bad, is because they don't even understand who they are and what they real type look like. Like,
Right.
you keep going after the wrong person. You get what I'm trying to say, Maroon?
Yeah, I was gonna say before you said it, like they don't. These guys don't know who they attract. They think they have a type, but that type not really it might not be their real type.
Like the type that
No.
you gonna, yeah, go ahead, Miss Shan.
So so I was looking at the chat, and I know it seems like when we talk about men, one guy said, so we were just talking about people being equally yoked. When we say equally yoked, I know somebody in the chat said Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama and Barack are equally yoked, I would say, right? They have like minds, same values, they mesh together. I could never put Michelle Obama with Future. That's not equal. They have different goals. Yes, Future has money, but they're just different. And that's what I need people to understand. You're not the same. You are, we used to call it cut from different cloths, so to speak, back in the day, right? You're just different. You wouldn't even get along with each other possibly, right? So I think that's what people mean. And as far as I say, let's just say income. Sometimes it has nothing to do with income. It just has everything to do with your path, like how you go. Is that person, you guys are going in the same direction, your values are the same, y'all think alike. It sometimes is as simple as that. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, but men not thinking like that. They thinking like it's about my path and my, like, they not thinking like that. And if they did,
No,
they
the
would follow
problem with
more women
men,
who's willing to follow them. You know what I'm
right?
trying to say? They would find more women like that, but they're not thinking like that because then some of them get the competition mindset. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no competition. It's just, I'm just as smart as you are, and we finna feed off each other. We both finna uplift each other. I'm finna tell you some stuff, you finna tell me some stuff. But sometimes men they don't know how to take that. They don't know. They be having, and I could say sometimes it's mama issues. I used to have to tell my guy, I saw when I came into your family, she talked to you this way. So now when I'm giving you that same type of caring, you hearing it and processing it a completely different way, and I understand why. And then once the mom started to fix that mother room, when I spoke, he started to hear me differently. So it just be, yeah.